JoJo has fun.
The worst poop.
Well, I mean, it's personal.
Okay, so Kim, I will tell you the worst poop I've ever had.
Okay.
Because that was what we were talking about in the between time. Welcome back, everybody.
Okay, so
I hope you're glad you've come back to this. By the way, I want you to know that at this point in human history, Kim is a mother.
yeah, and I talked about pooping on balls, just very, like,
You fucking asshole.
Okay, so anyway, so tell me about the worst poop you've ever had, Joe.
Worst poop I ever had. I was driving to work, and it was one of those poops where like you're like, I can make to where I have to go, and then you're like, nope. And I was very lucky that we live.
Did you do things where your legs shake?
I did the thing where I was like I started hunching over myself, like no, no, like one of those.
Yeah.
And what I had to do was luckily there was a Starbucks, and there was no line. Or no, there was a line for the men's. I used the women's.
Yep.
And
Bizarro Starbucks.
I sit down, and it just came out, and it was one of those poops that like it started standard, pretty vanilla, and then nothing disconnected, and then by the end it looked like someone had just dumped out a can of chili. So it kind of like a mushroom cloud,
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It was that.
But that's the worst poop you've ever had?
It's the one I think about the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, driving...
That was like 3 years ago.
Driving home from my boss's daughter's bat mitzvah. I had the experience, oh shit, I'm not going to make it.
Oh, that's a scary time.
And there was no Starbucks.
Oh, no.
I'm
going to abandon this fucking wisp. I can't get it.
I was in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, boy.
And so I found... Ooh, that's kind of helpful.
Yeah.
So I found the most discreet pull-off area that I could find.
Uh-huh.
And some napkins.
Oh, nice.
And I pooped on the side of the road.
Wow.
Yeah. It really wasn't that bad, actually. That's. I would not describe that as the worst poop I've ever had.
But it's definitely
memorable. It's a memorable poop.
And that I think is actually more important sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
The real friends are the poops you made along the way.
So, like, and did you hear about that woman who like tried to throw a poop out the window and then it got stuck between the two window panes?
I did not.
You didn't hear about this? Oh my god, it was such a big deal. It was like in I think it was like in London, or like so she went to flush the toilet and the toilet didn't flush properly, and it was like a first date, and like things were getting like hot and heavy, and she was like, oh, I can't leave this poop in here, and she panicked and pulled it out of the toilet because it was just a little poop, and so she like pulled it out of the toilet because the toilet was going to overflow. She didn't want it to overflow with her poop in it, and so she threw it out the window, but she didn't know that the window was like a double pane window, and so then the poop fell between the two windows, and this is a real story and I can't believe you haven't heard it, and then she decided she would go after it, right?
Okay.
But then she got stuck between the two panes. And they had to call the fire department to get her out.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of
He
the
did a GoFundMe and raised like a ridiculous amount of money. And like people like didn't believe it was real. And he was like, no, it was very much real.
She
like,
is now my wife.
Yeah. No, I guess I don't think that they dated after that.
Oh, no. What do you need the money for?
Because they had to break the window to get her out.
Oh, so we had to fix. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Wow, that's a really good story.
Yeah.
It's got a lot to ponder.
I'm trying to think of like the worst poops, like
Well, I mean, the ones that stick with you.
the ones that really stick with you.
Yeah, like because worst. I mean, like when I say worst, like it was the worst experience. It's like when I was sick. Like
yeah.
I remember the worst, like the actual, like most physically painful one I had.
I've had a lot of like really painful poops.
I had one. Okay, did I tell you about the time I had salmonella?
No.
I had salmonella. And for those of you have you ever had salmonella?
I've never had it. No.
Right,
I have.
so-
I remember like.
Damn it.
Oh, you died.
Let me tell you how it works. Salmonella, it's like any other tummy-based malady where it's like, oh, you have the diarrhea and whatnot. But what they do not tell you is the main part of salmonella is staggering stomach cramps. Like, absolutely, like they the most painful stomach cramps you imagine. And here's the thing: every time you have a stomach cramp, you can have diarrhea. Not like
you might just cramp poop out.
No. Like you can make the decision when you have a stomach cramp to have diarrhea. like you can make the choice.
Dude, I know exactly what that's like.
Like it's a decision. Like you're like, oh, stomach cramp. Should I go and have diarrhea right now? And then you're like, nope. Or sometimes you're like, yeah, I want to get out of this room for a while. Well, anyway, I had salmonella. Oh, and Holly had salmonella at the same time. So that's also.
Of course, this is what happens. You stop eating the same thing as her.
I couldn't help it. We had eggs. This was years ago. Anyway, so we were both sick, and
how many bathrooms does your house have?
At this point in history, we had 2.
Thank God.
No, we had 3. We had 3 bathrooms. This is at my the house I grew up in, pretty much.
Yeah.
The house I lived at when I was in high school, which had several bathrooms.
I know.
I fucking hate the goddamn piece of garbage red guy. He fucking kills me every time. This is garbage.
Okay, but anyway, so you had salmonella and multiple bathrooms, and you're so fucking ritzy. Go on.
All right. So,
I just remembered another terrible poop.
So, it was like the 5th day of being sick, and we were keeping track of like, okay, salmonella lasts 5 days, 6 days. 6 days was like weird, really long. And if you didn't die from like dehydration, that's when it was going to go away. So,
go on.
So, it was the middle of the night. I went up. I had to poop, as I do most evenings. No big whoop. And it was like, you ever have Chipotle?
No.
Okay, imagine if you ate all of the Chipotle that ever existed.
So just farts.
No. Burning.
Oh.
Like the most terrible...
My butt just clenched up.
Horrific burning you have ever... You could experience. It may as well have been like a punishment. Like a biblical punishment.
Oh my God.
Like this is what they'll... Like this is what they do to one of the guys who paid Judas. Like it was real bad. All right? And it was like... It was like there was a sense of like it was almost cinematic. You were like, I don't know why this is happening, but it feels important.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna remember this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell people about this later.
And then right after that, I was completely better.
Oh, so like that was the salmonella. You like passed it.
Yeah. and that is what happened because I asked Holly what happened to her, and she was like, yeah, same thing, exact same thing. I described it, and she was like, yep, that's what happened.
But it was horrible.
It was the worst. Absolute worst. That's my worst.
I
still think about it. That was almost 8 years ago.
Wow. So I grew up in a trailer.
Whoa, fucking don't break your arm jacking yourself off.
So yeah, trailers only have one bathroom.
Stop bragging.
One of the really horrible
time's
things.
over. Are you in the right place, ready to continue the dig?
So not only do trailers like their walls don't go all the way up to the ceiling.
Very much so.
Yeah, their walls don't go all the way up to the ceiling. So when you have a light on in your bedroom, you can see it in the other person's bedroom,
right?
Etc. Etc.
This is gonna be a story about how someone saw you pooping.
No, oh man, I don't have a lot of those. But no, this actually has nothing to do with the fact that the walls don't go all the way up to the ceiling. This just has to do with the fact that like we only had one bathroom.
Ooh.
And my brother has the worst bowels on earth.
Oh God.
And this was probably like this was like in the beginning before they were the worst. They were probably like second worst at this point. And so he is using the bathroom. And I don't know what I ate or what I did. And I had to have been like 8 years old maybe. And it was one of those things where I was gonna shit. Like it was just gonna happen. And so then I ended up using the kitchen waste basket. And so I just shit. But in a trailer, your kitchen is your dining room, is your living room.
Awesome.
So I am just shitting in a bucket in a huge open space. And my brother comes out and is like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I needed to use the bathroom." And he was just like, "What is wrong with you?" Because like nobody, like when you're having a poop emergency, nobody understands what poop emergency is as much as like you're like, no, you don't understand. Like it was a poop emergency, but like, and of course, like I didn't know he was going to come out of the bathroom like 30 seconds before. Or like after like I have my poop emergency, like I probably could have held it another 30 seconds. I didn't know. Like, I was like, this is gonna happen right now. So yeah, that was fun.
That's a pretty good one.
pretty good.
You should feel proud.
Yeah,
it's a good poop.
Yeah.
You know, you got
pooped in my kitchen.
Yeah, I mean,
kitchen poop.
How many times do you get to do that in your life? Hopefully few.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, pooping in the kitchen's not ideal.
Yeah, it's like you gotta kind of reassess at that point. Whoops.
He was like, grab my hand, and you were like, fuck you.
Absolutely the wrong button, and I need all the gold I can get at this point, because I need to get those wisps. I am not very strong, comparatively, to all the other Shovel Knight shit I should be able to do. God damn. Oh, God.
Are those like bunnies, but also roaches?
I think they are bunny roaches, yeah.
Love it.
Damn it, you fuck! God! Is
that what you meant to do?
No, I lost like.
Well, how about tomorrow you show me some more?
Oh, that's your smooth transition into the next episode. Are you kidding me with this?
No.
God damn it! Fine, tomorrow.
Just, that was the poop episode.
It's a poop episode.
Tomorrow's episode.
I hope everyone learns something. Hey, if you have a good poop story, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, poop.
Tag your mom.